Morning, folks. Today is a day of work in progress on the farm. A couple different projects are going on. I think I'll just take you around and show you what's up and what we're working on today, and kind of go through things with you as to how things are going here. We're into summer now, and well, it's been a challenge. It's been a little bit dry, but let me flip this around and show you kind of the projects that we've been working on. So first of all, we had a washer die. Had to take it apart to try to fix it, ended up killing it, and ended up getting a new one. So gonna haul the broken sucker out of here and get that taken care of. So that's out of the way. We've got one of the demonstration beehives getting installed today and getting that out of here, so that's wonderful. So we're getting that taken care of. And the farm hands are taking apart an old deer stand in hopes of putting up a new one, which is great. And this is the... Oh, and is this the remnants of it?
Yeah, that was what was left of the chair.
Yeah, that's, wow, this was on the farm for the past probably 30 or so years. It's time for it to get out of here. Kind of amazing, though, that the old carpet in this deer stand even made it that long. So, anyways, we're going to try and get a new deer stand up, and I'll take you for a hike here, and we'll go down and check out the garden. So over here, we got one of my younger sons weeding. He's pulling all the weeds. What a joy. But there's a ton of weeds up along the barn edge and stuff, and sometimes I don't get a chance to spray them, so take the younger kids and get them pulling weeds and get all these weeds out. So it's a little bit of a task, but we get it done. So that's a project that's going on today too. I don't know if you can tell, but so much smoke in the air out here makes it a little bit difficult to breathe if you're on the asthmatic side. I'm not, thankfully, but without a lot of rain. I think we had rain, what is it? It's 14th of June, and I think we had rain on the 8th or 9th of May was our last rain, so it's been a little tough. So we're getting down here to the garden. Maybe I'll go this way and I'll do an overview of the garden here in a second, and kind of show you where we're at. The greenhouse is practically empty at this point. We don't have much in the greenhouse right now. We're pretty much running on the garden. We are pumping water. As you'll see, the sprinklers are running. So we'll get down here to the greenhouse, get you an update on that real quick. Like I said, we got to get it cleaned out and stuff. There's a few plants there that haven't made it out, but otherwise, as you can see, the greenhouse is nice and empty. What a nice thing to be done with for the year. Now, that doesn't mean we won't start some flowers or plants or something, but gosh, for the most part, this is it. Greenhouse season is pretty much done. We're into the garden. We've got the reels of the electric up to keep the deer off of things there. We got a 4-strand running this year. Plants are not doing the best. Cherries are way behind. We don't know if we'll get much of a crop without any rain. Chives and radishes, you saw us put the box in. It looks picked over right now because we're starting to pick them and eat them. Onions are toughing it out. Some beans and lettuce and stuff are doing fine. The potatoes are doing pretty good. We're having to water. There's nothing around it, for moisture if we don't water, so they won't give us a product. Raspberries back there have become weedy, so we'll have to take some of the weeds out of them. They've struggled in this heat too. So really we're trying to get on things. As you can see here, we've got a row of potatoes right in front of me. That's been hilled and weeded. The onions look good that they're hilled and weeded right now. But we got a lot of potato rows to still get on and get done. These are all still full of weeds. But without the sprinklers right now, our self-sustainability would be probably nil after not having literally rain for a month. I think about, maybe a week or two ago when I made hay, we got less than 1/4 of an inch, and that was the last rain since like May 9th or whatever it was. Got tomatoes. They're hanging in there. They like the heat though. There's some eggplant in this little center area. They really need to be weeded. So we'll get the kids on that. Unfortunately, these row crops that we planted seed in, they look like they're more weeds than plants. But we're trying our best. We got a pepper row here coming up Those are liking the sun and the heat, but we're just struggling to get everything else up. The beans over here are doing fine. They seem to like the heat, and you know, our freezer over here that we've used for making into a planting box is popping up some nice carrots, and we're getting through that. Farm hands right now are putting in some corn and stuff, and that stuff's going real good. We're putting up a silt fence around it to keep critters out. The grapes are hanging in there, and most of the melon stuff back here is in. This is squash and pumpkins and zucchini, all in the back. So really doing pretty good. We've got some parsnip boxes sitting back over here, and I believe with some hot peppers, because we don't want them to cross with the good peppers. And we're doing okay back here, trying to get this stuff up. Again, the problem is when you got to do it all by the sprinkler method or the hand watering can, it gets a little tricky. So as far as the garden update goes, that's kind of where we're at. Other projects that we're going to be on today is trying to get another deer stand up in the back. I'll take you along and we'll see how the farm hands are doing on that with the kids. And obviously we're doing some clean out and stuff, and boy, the farm is doing pretty good. You know, just trying to give everybody an update here, because I get a lot of questions, you know, how's it going this year? You know, what things are going good, what things are going bad. I would say right now it's actually doing pretty good for as dry as we've been. I'm sure we're going to take a hit on some of the berries, like the cherries and the raspberries. I'm sure some of our crops coming up will be a little spotty. I mean, even the carrots, you know, you can see there's a little piece of the row here, which is definitely a little bit spotty. There isn't much in it, and that's going to happen. And, you know, we're going to grow some weeds if we water, but if we don't, you know, it's just not going to come up. I mean, like right here, I think this was some eating onions, and gosh, I don't see any of them up. I do see the celery's up, which is good. It just needs to be weeded. So we're making some headway, folks. It just takes a little bit of work and time when we don't get the rain naturally. So we're going to keep working on weeding. We'll keep the team going, and we'll see what we can get done and see how we can make it work. Ladies, that looks really nice on the corn. So as we move across the farmyard, see we got a blue water pipe laying here on the ground. We're going to eventually put an automatic bar A in here for these goats, where my bucks are. But the goats are doing well, so you know, that's always a blessing when those animals are, you know, living and existing well, and you know, doing good. So I'm always pleased when they're doing well. We'll slip between the clubhouse here and the buck barn, and we'll head down over this way. I get this question almost weekly now. People are asking, you know, how are the bacon seeds doing? And they are doing good. You know, the hogs are looking real good down here. This time of year, they're starting to really put on some weight, which is good. They're probably pushing now 100 pounds. Yeah, the goat kids are going to make some noise here as I go by them. But the hogs are doing really good down here. I need my little bacon seeds to grow. It's getting a little dirtier, but it's about 87 degrees and 69% humidity. So they're just kicking back. Hey, I didn't mean to startle you guys. But they're looking good. They really are. So need to do some cleanup here. They've got some straw kicked on one of their hot wires and stuff. I gotta get that cleaned up, but things are doing pretty good. We're at the piggies, so for those of you that are asking, I appreciate it. But like I said, we're doing real good on the bacon seeds. They're growing and doing well. You can see there, kind of in the background back there, there's a hive sitting there in the solar area, struggling a bit just with no water, not getting a lot of flowers, and not getting a lot to work with. But again, that's life. So doing the best we can on that one. Pastures are hanging in there for the horses. Certainly wish they'd be a little taller. They're real kind of sporadic in their growth, but it is what it is. I can't really change that. And of course, the paddocks for the goats, they're surviving on hay because they've mowed some of their ground in here, if you know what I mean. But either way, things are going well in that department too. So I gotta head up here and check on my little weeders and see how these two boys are doing. And then I'll take you along on some more stuff today. Well, it's still morning out here yet. And we are trying to get one of my daughter's deer stands up. Looks like we got 1,000,000 pieces out here. Ain't that the truth? What kind of type is this again? I see the directions there. It's been a while. I've had this one for a while. It's a River's Edge lockdown 2-man ladder stand. So hopefully this thing goes together well. And hopefully it does its job of keeping us safe and we score some deer with it. But this is another project that's going on today. We're all over the place with projects today. So kind of keeping things moving here today. So I think we finally got it together. So we will pack this thing up. Looks like it's actually working pretty decent. Little scuff mark in the fabric there. That kind of bites. But, you know, everything looks like it's working halfway decent. So we'll see if we can get this thing out there and see how we do. They've been at this all day, but the kids have done a good job. Down in the end, the corn's in. A lot of things are weeded. Still got a few rows of potatoes to do, but we're really starting to see the light of day now. Even the raspberries look better. Gosh, tomatoes look great. I can see the eggplant again. We're winning, folks, at least for the time being. So we are getting somewhere, which is great. Still a long ways to go, but if it bears a crop, that's what we want. So we're going to head down to the back area where we hunt the deer and see if we can finally get this deer stand up. It's going to be pretty buggy back here. So hopefully we can get in and out without eating a ton of bugs. This is where we want to put it, right on that tree there. We'll see if we can get it up there. And then we just got to walk up the ladder? Is that what we got to do?
Assume so.
Don't let this thing fall on our heads? Oh yeah, this is just a piece of cake. Whoa, don't let it tip.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be able to get this thing over center. Seriously, guys. You guys are really careful. She's going to come over center at some point. Yep, he's got the right idea. Do a fireman's ladder on it.
I was saying you just stick in his phone.
It's a little bit.
It's okay. Just get it close. Okay. We can cut tree
I was
branches.
saying you only need to slide back a little bit.
Hang on a second. Let's get this out of our way.
How do I do
All right, we finally got it on the tree. Making some progress. All right. So as the day comes to an end, I've got the deer stand up, most of the garden weeded, and it's time to call it a night here on the farm. Those are the projects we're on right now, folks. Appreciate you liking, following, and subscribing, and watching our channel with us. You guys have a nice night.